Hello and welcome to Atheist Bible Study number 13. I'm Joe Dixon. Every week I read from the Bible and give you an interpretation of it from an atheist perspective with the help of alcohol. And I have right here, usually I just have a ginger ale and whiskey, but now I'm just going to have one shot of whiskey for 4th of July, you know. All right, let's read the Bible. All right, so here's what happens. Last time we read this thing, Joseph had been sold into slavery and he started interpreting people's dreams and whatever. Because of his interpretations, the Pharaoh liked him, so he gave him a job, beyond slave job. So this is where we take off from. So Joseph's brothers in Egypt. So the brothers who sold him into slavery are going to make a return visit. They're the guest starring in this episode, basically. Jacob heard that there was grain in Egypt, and he said to his sons, "Why do you sit and look at one another? I have heard that there is grain in Egypt. Go down and buy some for us there, so that we may live and not die." Jacob, very, very smart man. So Joseph's 10 brothers set out to buy grain in Egypt. But Benjamin, Joseph's youngest brother, did not go with them, for harm might befall them, said Jacob. See, because he thinks Joseph's dead, so he's like, "Oh no, don't send Jacob. I already get my young son's already gone. I don't want another young son. The rest of my 10 kids can fucking die. I don't give a shit. But Jacob, Benjamin, he's got to stay behind because I'm Jacob and I care about my children this much." So among the crowds that came to buy grain came the sons of Jacob, for the famine was in the land of Canaan. Now Joseph was governor of the land. See, Joseph was a slave, but now he's made governor, because that's what happens when you're a slave. I don't know if you know that, and that may be cut out of your history book, where you first start out as a slave, and you go to govern. It's sort of like, you know, in Benson. You ever watch Benson? And Robert Guillaume, the character, Robert Guillaume, the actor, he played Benson. But anyway, so he goes from like being the cook in the governor's mansion to the lieutenant governor to running for governor, because that's how it works. That's, you know, you're the cook and then you're the governor. This guy, you're a slave and then you become governor. It's governor, apparently very easy job. That you can go from slave to governor. I don't know. That's just the way it is. Anyway, so Joseph's brothers went to see him as the governor, blah, blah, blah. "Where did you come from?" said Joseph. This is what Joseph said. Because they don't recognize their brother. Their brother, he has been sold into slavery, right? And apparently he has such a tan from being in Egypt all that time that they don't recognize him, and they don't know that he's the governor. So they say, and so he says to them who don't recognize them, he says, "Oh, these are my brothers. I recognize you, but you don't recognize me." And he said, "Where are you from?" "Land of Canaan." They say, we brought food. We want food. Let us buy food from you." And he says to them, "Oh, you're spies." He says, "You're spies," because he's fucking with them. And they go like, "No, we're not spies." But no, you're spies. Bring me your youngest brother if you're not spies. I'm sorry, I know I should be reading what it actually says, but honestly, it's as I'm saying. So they go like, no, we can't bring our youngest brother. He says, no, bring your youngest brother, otherwise you're not spies. Because he wants to fuck with them, because, you know, they sold him into slavery. Now the next youngest brother he wants to bring over to fuck with him, because he was sold into slavery and he was the youngest brother at that point. So anyway, so they bring the youngest brother over at some point. I'm just skipping ahead. Honestly, folks, it's not that interesting. So anyway, Benjamin goes to, this is Genesis 43 for those who want to follow along. So Benjamin goes to Egypt. The famine continued in the land, and the time came when Jacob and his sons had eaten up the grain. See, Joseph gave him the grain and said, "Hey, go along. And if you want to come back, bring your youngest brother, because I want to see him." So anyway, so the famine continued in the land, blah, 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 blah. But Judea, so Jacob says again to them, go and get us some little food. But Judea told them, if you will send our brother with us," that's Benjamin, send our brother, "we'll go down and buy you food. But if you will not send him, we will not go down. For the man said to us," man being Joseph, "you shall not see my face unless your brother's with you." "Why did you deal so badly with me as to tell the man you had another brother?" said Jacob. He's very pissed about this. And they explained, "A man asked many questions about ourselves, about our family, saying, 'Is your father still alive? Have you another brother?' We answered according to his questions. How could we know that he would say, 'Bring your brother down'?" Then Judea said to his father Jacob, "Send the lad with me, and we shall arise Send the lad with me, and we shall arise and go, so that we may live and not die, and we are all, and all your little ones. I will be responsible for him, and you may demand of me, if I do not bring him to you and set him before you, then let me bear the blame forever. If we had not lingered so long, surely we would already have been back a second time. So come on, let's move it along, pops. I'll take the brother, it'll be fine, and you can blame me if anything happens. Don't worry if I die. I'm also your son. Who the fuck cares about me? But yeah, your youngest son, that's the most important thing. You fucking cocksucker. I'm just interpreting how, if your father did this, how you might react. Or at least I might react. But this is the Bible, and this is the proper way to react. When your father says, "Oh, don't take my little boy," and you as the oldest kids are like, "Oh yeah, no, everything will be fine. I could die. Don't worry about that, but I'll take care of your young son." This is why they sold Joseph into slavery in the first place. Jacob is an asshole. All right, sorry. We got to move along here. We got to move along because honestly, this is a very boring story. Well, it's the Bible. All of it's boring. So we move along, whatever. And so they take what is it, Benjamin, and he goes like, Benjamin, he's mine. I'm gonna keep him. He stole from me. And they say, no, he didn't steal from you, because he puts a silver cup into this bag, and then they have him go away, and then he has his people go out and grab him back and say, "Hey, Benjamin stole from me." He said, "No, he didn't." "Yes, he did, and I'm gonna hold him hostage." And they said, "Please don't do that," because he wants to fuck with them because he was sold to slavery. I assume that's his idea. But anyway. Why he's doing that way. Why they can't recognize him, I don't know. Apparently this part of the Bible is a Lucy sketch. You know how Lucy, I love Lucy, she would put on a fake mustache and do her hair back, and for some reason Ricky, her husband, could never recognize her. He has been married to this woman for how many years, has a child with her, and yet he cannot recognize her, and she spits on just a fake mustache. And there's the same thing in the Bible here. They can't recognize their brother because apparently his tan is so dark that they have just, who is this person? I have no idea. Can't be our brother. No. But he recognizes them, which is a very interesting thing. Anyway, so okay, so he says, no, I'm going to hold Benjamin. They say, "No, don't hold Benjamin." "No, I'm going to hold Benjamin." So eventually Joseph reveals who he is. Then Joseph could not restrain himself before all of them and stood around him. He cried, "Let everyone leave me." So the Egyptians departed, and Joseph made himself known to his brothers. But he wept aloud. I'm weeping. And the Egyptians and Pharaoh's household heard. Ooh, is he weeping? I'm just saying what they said here. Anyway, so Joseph said to his brothers, "I am Joseph. Is my father still alive?" Now, they already told him the father's alive. Why he's asking that question again, I do not know, but he asked that. His brothers could not answer him, for they all were overcome with fear. Like, "Oh, you're alive? Holy fucking shit!" Joseph said to his brothers, "Come close to me, I beg you." Come closer. No, he doesn't. He doesn't. Come close. They came near, and he said, "I am Joseph, your brother," in case you couldn't figure out which Joseph I am. The only Joseph in the fucking part of the Bible. The fucking Joseph you sold that you can't recognize, you dummies. "I am Joseph, your brother, whom you sold into Egypt. Now do not grieve nor be angry with yourselves because you sold me here. For God sent me here ahead of you to save your lives." That's right. God put me in a slave. God's pro-slavery. According to the Bible, that's what it says here. "For 2 years now the famine has been in the land, and therefore are 5 years to come in which there shall be neither tilling nor harvest. God sent me here ahead of you to preserve your families on the earth to save your lives." Everyone else's lives, no, but to save your particular lives. "Therefore it is not really you that sent me here, but God. And he has made me an advisor to Pharaoh and lord of his household and a ruler throughout the land of Egypt." Oh, isn't that sweet of God? He made me a slave, but now I'm a ruler. Of course he could have just made him a ruler from the get-go. Now he's got to be a slave first and then a ruler because of the Benson rule, as I mentioned. "Hurry now and go up to my father, and you will say to him, Jesus. Hurry now and go up." This is old English, people. What do you want from me? This is like it's the Bible. It's very hard to read. "Hurry now and go up to my father, and you will say to him, your son," I'm going to do a voice now. "Your son Joseph says, God has made me Lord of all Egypt. Come down to me without delay. You shall dwell in the land of Goshen, where you shall be near me, you, your children, and your children's children, your flocks and your herds, and all you own. And I will nourish you here, for there are still 5 years of famine to come, and you and your household will know poverty otherwise." So you got to come, otherwise you'll know poverty. Now your eyes and the eyes of my brother Benjamin can see that it is really I who speak to you. How did he prove that? I don't know, but now you can see because I said these things that you can prove it's me. You are to tell my father of all my glory in Egypt and all you have seen. Go and hurry and bring your father down here. Bring my father down here, he says, actually. For some reason, say our father, which, of course, this is, would be accurate. He embraced Benjamin, his brother, and he wept. And Benjamin wept. Then he kissed all his brothers. And he wept with them. And after that, his brothers talked with him. And that's it. And then the next is going to be Pharaoh's invitation, which is the next atheist Bible study, if I can make it through it. Because frankly, people, oh my God, this is boring shit.